Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is Immigration Attorney Moumita. Happy Monday to everyone. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I have lots of immigration updates and news for you today. And for those of you who are joining me, my name is Immigration Attorney Moumita. I am an immigration lawyer based in New York, and I serve clients all over the US and indeed all over the world. So thank you for joining me right now. And, again, if you're watching me for the first time, I focus almost exclusively on immigration cases with a special emphasis on humanitarian-based relief as well as family-based applications. So if you need assistance on your case, give me a call. My telephone number is 212-248-7907. And thank you for joining me. I hope everyone had a really nice weekend. I know that I got to do a little bit of relaxing. There were some big, immigration bombshells that the government dropped on Friday when everyone was already out of the office, which I won't get too much into today because I really want to take the time to read it so I could properly inform you. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel or to my Facebook page. I will be posting a video about these new updates later this week. And if you're joining me, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support. I just want you to know that if you have questions for me today, please be a little bit patient because I am streaming this live to 4 different platforms and I get lots of questions. I will do my best to answer as many of them as I can. But before I go any further, again, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Every time you share any of my videos or you like my page, then you help to promote it, and it really helps me to spread more information and news. So today I have important updates about your work permit application. If you are filing for a work permit and you are looking to get it out soon, it is really important that you know that there is a new work permit form that is going into effect today. So it's going into effect tomorrow, which is August 25th, 2020. If you look on the USCIS website for the form I-765, you will notice that there are 2 different forms. And if you have not already filed your new work permit application, whether it's for a renewal or it's for an initial work permit application, you have to start using the new form that is dated 8/25/2020 beginning tomorrow. So again, if you're filing for a work permit and you have not yet filed your application, you must be careful and make sure you use the edition that is in effect beginning tomorrow. So please imprint this date into your head, 8/25/2020. This is the magic date. Beginning tomorrow, you have to start using this new edition. And this form is going to be a little bit different from the work permit applications that were in practice and in use as of yesterday. This new work permit application is going to exclusively ask for 2 different things, and it is actually in relation to the new asylum rules that also go into effect tomorrow, which will make it much more difficult for asylum applicants to get a work permit. But everyone who's applying for employment authorization, regardless of whether it's through a family-based case, for marriage, or through a different category, you still have to answer these applications. So what are the 2 main things that are new about this work permit application? Well, number 1, this new work permit application, again, the form is called I-765, is going to ask for information about how you entered the US. Yes, even though it should not really have much to do with your work permit application, now every person must answer how they entered the US, in what manner, on what day, and whether it was lawful or not. And the purpose of this is actually to prohibit asylum applicants from being eligible to get a work permit if they did not enter lawfully. So if you did enter the US unlawfully and you're looking to get a work permit through your asylum case, then you will no longer be eligible to get a work permit unless you can demonstrate that within 48 hours of you entering the US, you presented yourself to a DHS authority and that you had a fear of persecution, and you also had a good reason for not trying to enter lawfully, okay? So that's number 1. The second thing that is different about this new edition of the I-765 is that it actually asks about your criminal history, for the reason that they will no longer give employment authorization to persons who have convictions of certain crimes. So this is a little bit more complicated, and I won't go into every single detail right now. But if you have at any time been convicted of an aggravated felony underneath immigration law in the U.S., then you'll unfortunately no longer be able to get a work permit. And if you do have any criminal history and you're applying for a work permit, make sure you consult with an attorney, okay? This is a very complicated area of law, so make sure you discuss with somebody before you file your application. Second is, if you, as of tomorrow, again, the magic date is 8/25/2020, if you have been convicted of a serious non-political crime outside the US, then you will also be ineligible for a work permit, okay? And number three, if you have any serious non-political crime that was a conviction that happened inside the US as well, then it may also disqualify you from getting employment authorization. So these are some really big changes. I really wanted to make everyone aware of this because people need to be able to work, and hopefully these changes won't prohibit too many people from being able to get authorization. Give us a call if you need some assistance. So that is my main update for work permit applications today. And right now I'll go ahead and take some questions. So I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you so much for watching Being Human, Yvonne Garcia. So Yvonne Garcia is asking if I have any updates on advanced parole. So Yvonne, I don't have any particular updates right now about advanced parole. As far as I can see, my clients are still being approved for them if they qualify. If you are asking about advanced parole for DACA applications, then that is, they are not accepting applications for this and you will not be approved. So that is my main update for advanced paroles. Jofi, you're welcome. So I have a question from Monique White, who's asking, are there any updates on a K-1 visa case and when will they resume routine visas again? So I don't really have any updates. The updates for K-1 visas really is on a post-by-post basis. Some consular posts are open, others are not. Majority of consulates are only doing interviews on emergency basis, and also for certain categories like student visas and so on and so forth. So if you have a K-1 visa that's waiting for an interview, if you have an emergency, then that's one way that you can try to get it expedited. Okay, so I have a question here from Marcel Moon, who's asking, since she filed an I-751, she was a victim of abuse, and now the case is outside of processing time. So they did an e-service request, but have not heard anything yet from USCIS. What to do now? This is a really great question. If you have filed any application with USCIS and you keep checking that chart for the processing time and it's out of the normal processing range, definitely call USCIS to make a service request and follow up with them. Follow up with them within the time that they're asking. And if it's still not moving the case, then you can try to contact your congressional representative. But one thing that I do want to counsel you on, Marcel, is the fact that we're still within the COVID pandemic right now, and things are just going to take longer. If something was kind of out of the normal processing time before, then you can expect that it's going to take even a little bit longer now, and you can try calling them and contacting them, but unfortunately they have limited resources and a limited ability to do interviews, which will further cause delays. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take some questions from my Instagram and TikTok followers. Hi, everyone. Thank you for following me. So I have a question here from Roshan, who's asking when to apply for an EAD renewal. So an EAD renewal, EAD stands for Employment Authorization Document. And the general rule is that you should not file your renewal application more than 180 days in advance. So I would say that 180 days to 90 days before the expiration date is generally a good time, but you should do it according to what you feel most comfortable with. Some people want to apply right at the 180-day mark, or sometimes people are more comfortable with applying closer to the expiration. So just go with your instinct. In my office, we tend to file the renewal applications between 90 to 180 days in advance, depending on our workload and depending on the client's situation. Okay, so I have some more questions. Okay, so I have a question here regarding asylum. A viewer is asking, I applied asylum last year after 1 year over 14 days. Can I apply for work permit? Clock says 0. So this is a little bit difficult. So as of tomorrow, the new asylum work permit rule is basically saying that if you applied for asylum past your, past the 1 year entry date, then you're no longer eligible for a work permit. However, you need to check the rules closely, consult with an attorney because you might fall into an exception. So if you need assistance with your case, give me a call at 212-248-7907. And again, if you're joining me for the first time, I'm getting a lot of questions. It's not going to be possible for me to answer all of them, and I will do my best. If I don't answer you right away, please, feel free to repost it, and hopefully I'll get to it. And okay. So I have somebody else asking, how long will it take if I apply for my wife? She's in Pakistan and I'm a green card holder. So if you're a green card holder and you're applying for your spouse, the fortunate thing is that your priority is current as of right now, although I did not check the visa bulletin that came out earlier. But as of the last time I checked, it was current. But it would still, normally when a person is outside the US, the whole process will take a minimum of about 1 year, because you have to go through several different agencies. You have to go through USCIS, you have to go through the National Visa Center, then you have to go for your interview at the consulate. Okay, I have a question here from Mr. Skyline. So Mr. Skyline's asking, I'm a green card holder who's stuck outside the country due to COVID, and he does not know when he can return to the USA. He is a North Carolina resident and has used Medicaid for many years. If you return, will you have issue? This is a very interesting question. So one reason why Mr. Skyline might be asking this is the fact that, even if you have a green card, if you stay outside the US for more than 6 months, then the next time you try to come into the US, Customs and Border Patrol can actually ask you a lot more questions about things that might make you ineligible. So, you're worried. Mr. Skyline sounds like he's worried about using Medicaid. If you legally are allowed to use Medicaid, you're a green card holder. Yes, it is true that when you come back in, they might ask you questions about it. I can't really answer if it will be an issue for you or not. If you need a consult, Mr. Skyline, please feel free to consult me so I can look further into your case. Okay. Okay, I have a question here from Martina Haral Singh, who's asking, if you're married to a permanent resident, can you adjust your status? And yes, Martina, yes, absolutely. You can adjust your status, but there were a few special rules that will apply to you. You need to be in status at the time that you make your application. Otherwise, it will be denied later. Give me a call, Martina. I would love to help you. Telephone number is 212-248-7907. Okay. So those are the main updates that I have for everyone right now. And if there are no more questions, I'll go ahead and sign out. Please subscribe to my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. I am definitely going to be releasing a video later this week regarding the new updates and the new announcements that were made by this government on Friday, which I will make sure I go into depth for you. And that's it. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Make sure if you're filing for a work permit that you're using the proper edition, which is 8/25/2020, okay? And if you're ever in doubt about what you have to file, all you have to do is read the instructions. Just go to the uscis.gov website and read the instructions closely and make sure you check to see that you're using the right edition. With that, I hope everyone has a great day and see you next week.